What if I told you that there exist certain deep-seated psychological weaknesses hardwired into the female psyche? And let me be absolutely unequivocally clear. When I say weaknesses, I don't mean flaws or imperfections. I mean profound vulnerabilities to a specific type of masculine energy, a specific type of understanding, powerful hidden psychological levers that, when understood and leveraged correctly, can create a deep, almost irresistible, undeniable attraction. Most men are completely, tragically blind to these levers. They operate on the superficial surface with flowers, generic compliments, and predictable behaviors, while remaining utterly oblivious to the deep, primal currents of subconscious desire, fear, and instinct that truly drive a woman's attraction and decision-making. They're out there playing checkers while a game of deep psychological chess is being played all around them, and they don't even know it. Today, I'm not giving you tips. I'm giving you the keys to the kingdom. I am revealing 5 deep psychological weaknesses, or drivers, that, once you understand them, will give you a profound, almost unfair advantage in the world of dating and relationships. This knowledge is potent, it is powerful, and it must be used with integrity and responsibility. Pay extremely close attention, because the 4th weakness we'll discuss is the one that explains with chilling accuracy why so-called bad boys so often win, and how you can ethically harness that same psychological power. This is the truth behind the curtain. Now, before we proceed into this potent territory, let's define our terms with absolute precision and integrity. When I use the provocative term weakness, I am not, under any circumstances, talking about a character flaw to be maliciously exploited or a vulnerability to be preyed upon. A man of true, authentic power never, ever derives strength from preying on the weak. That is the definition of a predator, and that is not what we are about here. Instead, I want you to reframe this concept. Think of these weaknesses as subconscious vulnerabilities to high-value attraction, or deep-seated psychological drivers. These are powerful, often evolutionary psychological currents that make a woman more receptive, more open, more intrigued by, and ultimately, more profoundly attracted to a man who understands how to activate them, how to align with them. Think of it like knowing the secret combination to a highly complex, beautifully engineered vault. The vault isn't weak. It's incredibly strong. It's designed to open only for the right, specific input. Your deep understanding of these psychological drivers is that specific, correct input. This entire discussion is about developing profound psychological attunement, not about learning cheap, manipulative tricks. The ultimate goal is to become the man she can't help but be deeply, genuinely attracted to, because you align with her deepest, often unspoken, psychological needs and desires in ways she herself may not even consciously understand. Forget pickup lines. This is the masterclass in human connection and attraction. Weakness? For one, a vulnerability to genuine strength and decisive leadership. The psychological driver. At a deep, primal, evolutionary level, women are hardwired to be powerfully attracted to authentic signs of strength, competence, and effective leadership. This is not about being a brutish, domineering alpha who barks orders. That's a caricature of strength. This is about being a man who is calm, centered, decisive, who has his life largely in order, and who can be a rock, a source of stability in the inherent chaos of life. This creates a powerful, almost intoxicating feeling of safety, security, and psychological sanctuary that is incredibly seductive and allows her to relax into her feminine energy. How it manifests in her behavior. She might subconsciously test you by being indecisive to see if you will confidently take the lead and make a plan. She will closely observe how you handle pressure, stress, and adversity. She will subconsciously feel more relaxed, more open, and more feminine in the presence of a man who possesses and projects a calm, confident, decisive energy. How to ethically leverage it. How to become this man. Stop being indecisive. Don't ask, "I don't know. What do you want to do?" On a date, instead, present confident, well-thought-out options. Or have a clear plan. "I know a great spot with a great vibe. Let's go there at 8. Be solution-oriented in your own life, not complaint-oriented. Handle your affairs with competence and integrity. When you genuinely embody calm, decisive, masculine leadership, you activate this deep-seated vulnerability to attraction. She feels safe to let go of the reins, to trust your lead, which is a profound relief for many women. Weakness. Cost 2. A craving to be truly seen and understood. The psychological driver, beyond superficial compliments about her physical beauty, which she has likely heard thousands of times and often dismisses as generic or agenda-driven. Every human being, but perhaps especially women due to complex social dynamics, has a profound, often starving craving to be seen, recognized, and understood for their unique inner world, their intellect, their wit, their resilience, their struggles, their hidden strengths, their unique perspective on life. A man who can demonstrate this deep, almost psychic perception instantly bypasses her social defenses and forges a powerful, memorable connection. How it manifests in her behavior. She will unconsciously drop small personal details into conversation to see if you're really listening or just waiting for your turn to speak. She will visibly light up, her eyes will sparkle when you remember a small, insignificant detail she told you weeks ago. She will feel an instant, powerful, almost shocking bond with a man who can articulate a specific, non-obvious quality in her that others consistently miss. How to ethically leverage it, how to become this man. This is where the art of the forbidden compliments comes into play. Practice deep, active listening. Put your phone away. Ask insightful follow-up questions. And then compliment her process, not just her beauty. Acknowledge her unique mindset or her resilience. Say something like, "You know, a lot of people probably tell you you're beautiful, so smart. But what I find truly captivating is the, e.g., intense determination in your eyes when you talk about your goals, the incredibly sharp way you deconstruct complex ideas. That's rare. You're no longer just another man. You're a mind reader, a soul reader. You're seeing her, the real her. This is a psychological weakness she will gladly, eagerly surrender to." Weakness number 3. A pull towards pre-selection and high value. The psychological driver social proof is one of the most powerful psychological shortcuts in human decision-making. A man who is demonstrably respected by other men and genuinely desired, liked, or appreciated by other women is subconsciously perceived as a safer, more valuable, more desirable bet. This pre-selection triggers a powerful, often irresistible attraction mechanism. Her subconscious mind thinks, if other people, especially other women, have already vetted him as high value, he must be. There must be something special there. It lowers her perceived risk in investing in him. How it manifests in her behavior. She will pay significantly more attention to you if she sees you interacting confidently, being respected, and being a leader within a social group. She will become more curious about you, more intrigued, if she knows or perceives that you have an active, fulfilling life with options and are not desperate for her attention alone. Her interest level often spikes when she realizes other women find you attractive. How to ethically leverage it, how to become this man. This is not about bragging, showing off, or parading other women around like trophies. That is low value and repulsive. This is about building a genuinely high-value, attractive life for yourself. Cultivate strong, supportive male friendships. Earn respect in your field or your community through competence and integrity. Develop excellent social skills so you can navigate any room with ease and charisma. When you project a genuine aura of a man who is wanted, respected, and has options without a shred of arrogance, you become exponentially more attractive. Your high value is then demonstrated through your life, not declared with your mouth. Weakness number 4, an addiction to emotional peaks and valleys. The psychological driver. This is the often misunderstood so-called bad boy secret, decoded. The human brain is not stimulated by, nor does it form strong, lasting memories around flat, predictable, monotonous emotional experiences. It is, however, powerfully stimulated by and forms deep, almost addictive neurological pathways around intense emotional experiences, a roller coaster of emotional peaks and valleys. A man who can skillfully and ethically create an emotional journey from intense humor and playful teasing to deep connection, to intellectual challenge, to simmering sexual tension becomes, quite literally, neurologically addictive. How it manifests in her behavior. She'll often describe a boring but nice guy as just a friend, someone she feels no spark with. But the man who makes her laugh until she cries, who challenges her thinking, who creates a bit of exciting, playful uncertainty, who can be both a charming rogue and a deep confidant, that is the man she can't stop thinking about, the one she feels that addictive chemistry with. How to ethically leverage it, how to become this man. Stop being a one-note, predictable, nice guy. Develop your wit. Be playful, tease her respectfully, create intrigue. Go from a fun, lighthearted, almost silly conversation to a deep, serious, meaningful one for a moment, and then skillfully pivot back again. Create that powerful emotional range. Your stimulating unpredictability, always within the bounds of safety, respect, and integrity, makes you unforgettable, creates a craving for the emotional highs you provide, and distinguishes you from the sea of boring, predictable men. Weakness number 5. A compulsion to solve the enigmatic man puzzle. The psychological driver. This leverages the powerful Zeigarnik effect. Our minds absolutely hate and become obsessed with open loops, unfinished stories, and unsolved puzzles. A man who doesn't immediately reveal everything about himself, who has layers, who maintains a degree of compelling mystery and depth, becomes a fascinating, irresistible enigma that she will subconsciously invest significant mental and emotional energy into solving, into figuring out. How it manifests in her behavior. She will ask more probing questions about you. She will think about you when you're not around, replaying your conversations, trying to piece together your full story. She will become more attentive, more observant, looking for clues to your true nature, your past, your motivations. She becomes an active participant in discovering you rather than a passive recipient of your life story. How to ethically leverage it, how to become this man. Do not overshare or emotionally dump on the first few dates. Cultivate your own rich life, your own complex passions, your own well-formed thoughts that you don't feel the need to immediately lay bare for her approval. Use intriguing, open-loop statements like, "That reminds me of a crazy story from my time living abroad, but that's a story for another time." End conversations and dates slightly early, always on a high note, leaving her wanting more. Be a man of substance and profound depth, and then reveal that substance gradually, layer by fascinating layer. Make her earn the privilege, the intimacy of knowing you completely. Gentlemen, you now possess the keys. You now understand some of the deepest, most potent drivers of female attraction and the psychological weaknesses or vulnerabilities that exist within the human heart. But with this profound power, with this forbidden knowledge, comes immense, unwavering responsibility. The ultimate goal, the goal of a man of true character and integrity, is not to become a master manipulator, not to prey on these psychological drivers for selfish, egotistical, or short-term gain. The true enlightened goal is to become the man who naturally, authentically, and ethically embodies these powerfully attractive principles, to become a man of genuine strength and leadership, of deep perception and empathy, of proven high value, of captivating emotional intelligence, and of intriguing, profound depth. When you become that man, when these principles are an integrated part of your authentic character, you don't need to consciously use these techniques. They become a natural, effortless expression of who you are. And that, gentlemen, is a power and attractiveness that no one can ever take away from you. It is the power of self-mastery. Build yourself first. The attraction will follow as an inevitable consequence. The 5 deep psychological weaknesses, or more accurately, the powerful drivers of female attraction. 1. A profound vulnerability to genuine strength and decisive leadership. 2. A deep craving to be truly seen and profoundly understood. 3. A subconscious pull towards men of high value and demonstrated pre-selection. 4. An almost addictive neurological response to emotional peaks and valleys. 5. A compulsive desire to solve the enigmatic man puzzle. This is advanced, potent psychology. In the comments section below, I want you to share your deepest insight. Which of these 5 powerful psychological drivers do you believe is the most potent, the most fundamental, or the most overlooked by men in today's dating world? And why? Let's build a master-level discussion. Let's elevate the conversation beyond the superficial. If this video opened your eyes to a deeper, more profound level of attraction psychology, if it provided you with a new, more powerful framework for self-development, share it with another man who you believe is ready to move beyond the superficial, to understand his true potential, and to wield his influence with integrity. For more forbidden knowledge on mastering the intricacies of attraction, influence, human psychology, and your own masculine potential, make sure you have absolutely obliterated that subscribe button and have activated all notifications. The masterclass, the journey to your most powerful self, continues with every video. Use this knowledge wisely. Build yourself into the man who needs no tricks,